Hi everyone, it's Miss Shermane, and I'm so glad you're joining me for story time. Now I have a question for you. Are you getting excited about Easter? I am. I'm so excited, and it's right around the corner. So the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about what Easter is all about. Why do we have Easter? Well, you might know this already, but Easter is all about Jesus. And that's why we have so much fun celebrating it. So today we're going to start reading a wonderful book. It's called Jesus Rose for Me. And it's about Easter. It's going to help us understand what happened on Easter and why it's so important and what it means to us. So we're going to read 2 of the first chapters, and then next week we'll read the last 2, okay? So thank you for joining me. Let's get started. For 3 years, Jesus' friends followed him while he taught God's people. Jesus' friends saw many amazing things. They saw Jesus turn water into wine. They saw him calm stormy seas. They saw Jesus fill nets with fish and heal sick people. They even saw Jesus bring dead people back to life. Now it was time for Jesus to go to the big city of Jerusalem. 2 of his friends found a donkey for Jesus to ride. Jesus climbed up on the donkey and began riding toward Jerusalem. His friends walked with him and sang about all the wonderful things they had seen Jesus do. Hooray, they sang! Jesus is good and powerful. Jesus truly comes from God. Jesus is a friend to children and sinners. As they got closer to Jerusalem, more people began to join the friends. They wanted to sing too. They remembered that God had promised to send a king who would arrive in Jerusalem riding on a donkey. The people wanted Jesus to be their king, so they picked up palm branches and they waved them in the air. It was like a big parade. The people shouted, "Praise Jesus! Praise Jesus! He is our King!" But some of the people did not sing. Some people did not want Jesus to be their king. The Pharisees were jealous of Jesus. They wanted the people to praise them instead. And then Jesus told the Pharisees, "You cannot stop the singing. If the people are quiet, the rocks on the ground will start singing and praising me." Wow. This day is called Palm Sunday because we remember that the people were calling Jesus their king and they were waving palm leaves. So why do we praise Jesus? We praise Jesus because he has done wonderful things for us. We praise him because Jesus is the King that God promised us. Now, in the big city of Jerusalem, Jesus and his friends met together in the upstairs room of a house. They sat on the floor around a low table and they ate supper together. While Jesus and his friends ate, They retold the old story about how God had freed his people from slavery in Egypt. They remembered how God had rescued them and made them into a new family. Everyone who trusts Jesus is part of his forever family. Jesus gave his friends a new meal called communion to help them trust him and remember him. Jesus took some bread and a cup of wine. He said thank you to God. And then he broke the bread into pieces. Jesus gave the bread to his friends and said, "This bread is broken, just like my body will be broken to pay for your sin. Eat this bread and remember me." Next, Jesus passed the cup to his friends so they could take a drink. Jesus said, "This wine was poured out into a cup, just like my blood will be poured out for you. Now you are a part of my forever family. Drink from this cup and remember me." What helps you remember your family? Well, sometimes we take pictures, don't we? And we get them printed, and maybe our mom and dad put them in picture albums. And we tell each other stories to remember our families and to remember things we did together. So everyone who trusts Jesus becomes part of his forever family. Jesus gave us communion to help us trust and remember him. And we still take communion so that we remember him and we say that we trust him. Wow, that was wonderful to hear. We heard the first part of the Easter story. First, Palm Sunday. That's what we call it. That's when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and people knew that he was the King God had sent them. And they waved the palm leaves and they praised him. And then we heard about the Last Supper. That's what it's called. But that's when Jesus gave his friends a new meal called communion. It was to help them trust him and remember him. And we still do communion today. So these two first parts of Easter are so awesome and important. Now, there's more to come for us to understand everything about Easter. And believe me, we want to, because we are part of God's forever family. So it's very important that we know what Easter is about, why we make such a huge celebration about Easter. So join me next week and we'll finish the Easter story. In the meantime, have loads of fun, start getting ready for Easter, start coloring those eggs, and I'll see you soon. God bless you.